they used AI to analyze the DNA sequences to understand bacteria faster and to understand it better. It's an age-old problem when it comes to automation, and now it's just kind of solved just like that with AI.
It's a healing component where if something on the screen changes, it's like, okay, something on the screen changed.
Yeah.
We don't need to manually open that, test script up.
Yeah.
It just automatically understands, hey, there's something on the page that, that changed.
Yeah.
Right.
No code involved, no OTBI, no drag and dropping, none of that.
Right.
You just tell it what you want, and it returns back the results.
So you're basically saying that AI is going to take my job. Is that what you're saying?
No.
Can we just get that straight? Is
No.
AI taking my job?
Automation is great as a companion. It should complement you, but
Correct.
it shouldn't be the end all be all. This time we didn't leave the building. We're engaged with everything that's happening. Welcome to Fusion Without Confusion, the podcast where we explore the back office, how it worked in the past, how it runs today, and how it is being reimagined for the future as we speak. We cover everything that impacts the back office, from technological advancements to politics. And if you're in the Oracle Fusion world, you'll get even more value because I bring first-hand experience as a practitioner, bringing real insights from the field. This is Fusion Without Confusion. Welcome to the podcast.
Live, what's going on?
Yeah. A lot's been going on, man. I mean, we're live. I'm very excited to do this again.
Me too.
First one was a great experience. I don't know what you thought.
No, I thought it was a good experience. I think it's unique what we're doing. We're talking about a lot of very important topics, but not very interesting topics, and we're trying to make it interesting. That's what we do, right?
Exactly.
And I thought the first episode and the first go around was us really just trying to get that going. But no, glad to be here, glad to really get this going again, and having just open conversations about where we're at in the industry, where we're going. AI world, right?
Yeah, you want to hear about AI world.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't talked since AI world. How was that?
Yeah, man, it was great. I mean, aside from you not being there.
I know.
I
had a.
I can understand.
I had an emergency.
You have a lot of things going on, and I can understand. We're gonna talk about that at some point.
At some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, really excited for you and what you've been doing. But when it comes to Oracle AI World, Oracle AI World was really, first of all, the name, right? The name change.
Yeah.
The name change tells you everything that you need to know. Oracle AI World. So before Oracle AI World, there used to be Oracle Cloud World, which is the one that we went to.
Right.
And then before that, there used to be Oracle Open World.
Yes.
So Oracle Open World, Oracle Cloud World, and now Oracle AI World.
Yeah.
So that kind of tells you, okay. And the switch happened last minute. It was like right before the event, maybe a couple of months before the event, the switch happened.
Right.
And then we obviously, it was me and Mo, we kind of went to Oracle AI World, and it was just amazing, right? The number one thing was the name change, and the name change set the whole focus.
Right.
Everybody's mind, everybody was thinking about AI.
Right.
Everybody, it was top of mind for everyone.
Right.
From, companies that are building products to organizations that are using Oracle technology to Oracle themselves. And they're kind of building all these, like the AI Agent Studio, and there's a lot of exciting things happening. There are a lot of consulting companies who kind of also participated in building AI agents, and it seems like there's AI agent marketplace now for Oracle Fusion. So it was very, very interesting to see everything was about AI, and the tagline was AI changes everything. And I think we said that before. You said that before. In our last episode, you said AI, this changes everything, which is true. It does.
Yeah,
it kind of does.
Yeah.
So imagine, you have about 25,000 people that get to this event, and everybody has AI top of mind. And I was thinking about that. I said, all these people, everybody's building something, doing something, experimenting. It's a very exciting times to be, kind of in this field, right? And what came to mind is I'm like, okay, how many of these people, like what percentage of, the 25,000 people that we've seen are going to do great with AI versus, maybe not so great, right? Everybody's interested.
Right.
Everybody knows that AI will bring value, but will everyone adopt it in a way that's useful and beneficial for their organizations?
Right. What you mentioned, there were different, companies that were there demoing kind of what they're trying to do with AI, right? Like, what have you seen, or what did you see, in terms of like products that are being built to kind of, introduce, AI within the product, right? Within the Oracle platform.
Yeah. So there are so many things I've seen. I've seen some folks were building obviously AI products for EBS,
Right.
and some were building products for Fusion.
Right.
I've seen a lot of people that were building for EBS, which was kind of interesting to me. When I talked to them, I said, "Does this work with Oracle Fusion?" They said, "Well, we've never tried it, but we're pretty sure it can work." Right. So that was very interesting. What I've seen is one of the things that kind of stood out is like there's this guy who built an app where basically you could type like, okay, give me, this and this for this month, right? So like AP invoices or whatever, suppliers that I paid, blah, 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 customers that paid us this much. And it will go to the Oracle tables, grab all the data, bring it back.
Right.
So this idea, I've heard, I thought about it before. I heard some leaders were asking me about it too.
Right.
Because, AI is changing how people are behaving. It changes the behavior of people. Like people expect their information to be, I tell you something, you bring me back all my information.
Right.
And there's no, they think it's very easy. But when I saw it firsthand, it was really amazing to do you see this application where you could type something, I need this and this, without building a report.
Right.
No code involved, no OTBI, no drag and dropping, and none of that.
Right.
You just tell it what you want, and it returns back the results.
Wow. So
that was one very interesting tool that I've seen. Another tool that I've seen that was very interesting to me was not in particular, like not within Oracle, but some other applications, right? So I've seen some testing tools, some of which hopefully we're gonna partner up with. We have some ongoing conversations with. I'm sure you're aware.
Yeah.
And so what they have is this automated testing that has something called self-healing.
Okay.
Self-healing means, so if you remember back in the day,
yeah,
when we did automated testing, what happens? You build automation, and then you need to also continue maintaining that automation or that test script, because if something changes on the screen, you have to change your script as well.
Yes, you do.
Right?
Yes, you do.
So, but now they have something called self-healing. So what happens is that it'll know that something changed on that on the form, and it will change itself. It will tell you, hey, like, do you want me to adjust my test script based on what I see now, because I see something different.
Something different. Wow, that's a game changer.
And it just kind of fixes itself and it moves forward. So it was just amazing to see that. I mean, that was always the biggest issue with automation or testing automation, because nobody thinks about maintaining their test scripts. People think about, I need to make a change. I'm changing this form, this and this and this. Right. So everyone is kind of focused on the thing that's kind of causing the pain and how to solve it.
Yeah.
And maybe also documenting that and all of that stuff. But then also think about the test scripts are always something that people think about after the fact.
Correct.
Right?
No. I think historically, so from a regression testing perspective, right? Yeah. Historically, the way customers used to do it is they used to just pull up their test scripts that they received, as part of the implementation, right? And so those test scripts, maybe if there's a new upgrade, right? Say we're going from like 25C to 25D, they would essentially just run through those test scripts just to make sure that there's nothing that's broken or anything like that in a lower environment. And then I think the progression to that was this new term that I call TOS, right? Testing as a service. You know how there's like, you know, SaaS, which is software as a service. There's testing as a service. So with testing as a service, or TOS, what happened is, you know, we were able to automate test scripts and automate regression testing, right? We built, you know, a program and said, okay, here's the standard delivered Oracle functionality business processes, right? So, you know, how to create an invoice, how to manage invoices, how to pay, you know, quick pay, those types of processes. And then, you know, essentially what that, you know, tool would do is it would automate, you know, testing, right? When regression testing came, we pretty much just used to, you know, turn that on. You know, and now the evolution is, okay, there's that self-healing component where if something on the screen changes, it's like, okay, something on the screen changed.
Yeah.
We don't need to manually open that, you know, test script up.
Yeah.
You know, it just automatically understands, hey, there's something on the page that, you know, that changed.
Yeah.
No, I think that's neat. I think the way that that's heading is like, I'm just curious to see like what other things, you know, we can automate. I mean, you know, regression testing is, I mean, it's, you know, a lot of it's like from a lot of customers, I've heard that that's a pain usually.
That was the main pain for regression, for automation. I remember back in 14 or 13.
Mm-hmm.
So I managed the whole project to build regression testing that's automated.
Right.
And it was like an HP tool.
Right.
So that tool was amazing. To me, it was just like, yeah, I really loved it. It was just, you know,
right.
But you had to have someone who's an expert that maintains that automation. Right.
Right.
Which means, you know, you're automating the test scripts, but then, so you're excluding that man hours, right? You know, where people have to go in there and test.
Right.
But you're hiring more expensive resources to maintain your test scripts.
Right.
And then it could go wrong because obviously it needs some maintenance and all of that. Mm-hmm. So this solves that problem. It's an age-old problem when it comes to automation, and now it's just kind of solved just like that with AI.
So does that also solve the back office problem, wherein every quarter, whenever there's a new upgrade coming to any software, right, be it any software, right, there has to be dedicated resources where, you know, they pull up, you know, said test scripts and they, you know, sign into whatever application and they run through those test scripts, right? What do you think in your mind, or you know, in your opinion, how does, you know, automating regression testing kind of help the back office, right? You know, from a resource perspective, from just, you know, like an efficiency perspective, from a pass-fail perspective, right? Like what savings, you know, would someone potentially get from automating that process?
So automating the process, I think it should be it's a twofold thing, right? So first of all, I don't think automation can replace a human doing any testing.
I agree with that statement.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree that because a lot of people are saying that, right? So let's just automate it and let the automation take over. I think that, you know, automation is great as a companion. It should complement you, but it shouldn't be the end all be all. I think when it comes to testing, right? Oracle, for example, when they release something, I'm sure they're doing all kinds of testing on their end.
100%, right? They wouldn't release a product that they haven't tested.
Exactly. So, and I'm sure a lot of that is also automated testing.
Oh yeah.
Right. So, but when it comes to on the client side, right, or the organization that's using the application,
right,
we should have. I mean, should is a strong word, but I would say my recommendation always is have automated test scripts, but also you have someone validating the changes. Right. So you have like a central, or maybe if you have like a support team or or maybe a contracting company like we do. We have our own automated test scripts and
Right, right.
that we actually serve like clients with the tasks, right?
Right, right.
We have some experts that know what's coming, can evaluate the quarterly updates and see what needs to be tested, and then can kick off those test
Right,
scripts.
right.
But we also, recommend that users are also testing, because they're the
agree.
ones who, they
Will transact. They're
use
going to use the application.
absolutely,
Yeah.
right. And then also the comfort level from their
Right.
end is very important. So
I
we
agree.
can provide, we can say, okay, well, these are all the test scripts that we ran. These are all the results. This is what we think, and that's kind of like a report that we provide after every
Quarterly
test
update.
cycle.
Yep.
But we also, it's also beneficial that users are also testing it, and also if there's a change, they can get familiar with that change as well. And this is a new screen.
Right.
Just get used to it. You
Right.
know, so it's very important.
Right. In AI world, what do you think is kind of, or what was Oracle's guidance when it came to using the AI Agent Studio, right? I saw some documentation that came out saying, here's some things that you guys can use from a payments perspective, right? I saw some things that they released, or there's a keynote where one of the VPs was demoing something in AP. I forget, exactly what it was, but what is their guidance, I guess, in terms of them developing, these AI agents to kind of help automate these processes? So basically, the way that I'm trying to formulate this question is, since Oracle Cloud is not as customizable as an on-premise solution like EBS, for example, right? Will Oracle allow kind of third-party AI agents to integrate with Oracle Cloud, or will it be proprietary, right? How does that work, right? Like, I'm just trying to think, like,
Yeah. No,
right.
you asked a very good question. I think it's they say the devil is in the details.
Yeah.
So if you look at that, so AI Agent Studio is a tool within Oracle.
Right.
You can use it. You can also build your own AI agents. But what you asked about was AI agents from outside of Oracle integrating with Oracle.
Yes.
Well, Oracle, here's the pitch by Oracle. The pitch by Oracle is, we have everything, right? We have the whole stack. You don't need to, the whole premise of the way they're selling their AI tool is, what do they call it? They said, built-in versus bolted on. Okay.
That's interesting.
So that means it's easier if it's within the same ecosystem to build your own AI agent.
Right.
And on the other hand, if you try to connect, an AI agent to do something outside, well, it's going to need some information from Oracle. So you have to pull all the data, right? And then do something with it and then bring it back. That is a heavy lift,
Right.
It requires a lot of infrastructure, tables, you have to, there's so much that needs to be done. And then also, how real time is it going to be? It's not going to be real time, right?
No.
So, so all of this, being said, I think this is what Oracle were basically telling everyone, is that we're better than anyone, because, just use our AI tool, because we have everything's built in. The data's here, your business processes are here, you have AI capabilities, you have reporting capabilities, you have everything within the same, platform.
Yeah.
And you also have those little chat bots now that they have, the AI assistants.
Yeah.
So that, and to be honest, I've seen some really great things, right? So I've seen, there's this client who was, they're talking about this, and like a hospital. They're talking about, they have created some AI agents that, that help with the performance review process.
Oh, nice.
So imagine, okay, so now I'm going to pretend that I'm reviewing your performance. So I have to come up with all the right words and how to explain it. And then I'll probably have like 6 others I need to, write some performance review for them.
Right.
Right. So AI is going to help you with, the AI assist will help you type with writing that performance review real time. Like as you were doing it, you just kind of tell it a few things and then it'll try to understand the context and it'll try to elaborate and give you more.
So you're
clear.
basically saying that AI is going to take my job. Is that what you're saying?
No.
Can we just get that straight? Is
No.
AI taking my job?
AI will not. I mean, it will only take your job if you are a clicker.
Oof.
Okay, that is a big word. But what I mean is, if you're a person who thinks about what needs to be done in the strategy and critical thinking,
Right.
Critical thinking is very important. So if your job entails some critical thinking, some designing, some context and understanding the context and acting based on that, implementing, right? All of that, I think it requires humans, right? But you could use AI to help your process much faster and much easier. And then I actually have a very interesting take in how I believe organizations should implement AI.
Okay.
Do you want to hear it?
Yeah.
Okay. So what I think is, first of all, there are different ways that you can think about AI, right? There's, you could think about AI as in, so let's say you're providing value, right? You can think about, hey, I want to provide the same value that I'm providing now with less resources.
Right.
That's one way to think, right? The other way to think is, I want to provide more value that I'm providing right now, but it'll be with the current resources plus AI.
Okay. So let me just ask you a question. How's that quantified? Right? How do you quantify that?
We'll get to that.
Okay.
This is just kind of a leadership approach, right?
Right.
To how to implement something.
For sure.
So if you think about, hey, I need to cut people because I want to be able to cut costs, right? What you could do is you could really provide more value with the team that you have if they were all empowered by AI. If they're kind of like, obviously they have to be able to adapt to the AI world and all of that. So everything that's happening with AI, they need to be able to adapt. I think last time we talked about Accenture and them, getting rid of thousands of people because they were not ready to learn AI.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true or not, but that was the story.
Right.
I think if folks are ready to learn AI and to start using AI the right way, and if leaders actually equip their teams to use AI to bring more value, to do things faster, to do things better, to have better insights, right? I think the organization as a whole can bring more value, right? And that's where the innovation is going to be in the near future. It's not about who's doing stuff with less money, but it's more about who's going to bring more value and who's going to get to. There's a word that I kept hearing at Oracle AI World, which is time to value, right? Time to value. Time to value.
Right.
Time to value means like how quick can we get to that value, right? And what can we do with that value as well at the end?
Right.
So I think about innovation. How quick is the innovation process?
Right.
How can I innovate better products? Can I create better service?
Right.
Can I create? I'm sure there's a lot of room for improvement in terms of the value chain.
For sure.
That I think if leaders focus on that, they can do a lot with it. But if you have a leader who's thinking about just, hey, I want to cut people, so I just want to, I'm happy with the status quo when it comes to the value that we're providing.
Yeah.
But I'm going to cut people because I have AI now. I think that'll be a failing strategy.
I agree, in a sense, and then I kind of have to push back in a different sense. I think when it comes to clickers, right?
Mm.
I think you'll always need clickers. I think and just to be clear, right? It's not like, like a demeaning thing to say clicker. I was a clicker at one point. You were a clicker, I'm sure.
Yeah.
We're all clickers. I think the value that AI definitely brings is automating things that maybe somebody who's spending 8 hours a day, and it's not, a lot of value add, in terms of, the end goal. Or, say we have an end goal and you have, somebody who's trying to assist you with getting you to that end goal, right? If AI can automate that and kind of take out that human element where, that person who is spending 8 hours a day, if that job was automated, right, that same, resource can be either, shifted or transitioned into another role where they can, provide, more value. I think the only thing that I'm just trying to really consider is like, I know that we'll always need somebody who's going to do that clicking job. That's just the reality. There's forms that have to be filled out.
That's not clicking though. That's not what clicking means.
When you say clicking
means
are you...
someone who just kind of is a part of the workflow. All they need to do is, if this, then you click here. If this, then click here.
I see.
With simple rules that can easily be automated, right?
Okay.
So a lot of that just doesn't need. There's not a lot of thinking that goes into it.
Correct.
So so that's what I meant by that. Maybe clicker is a big word, but it's a kind of tough word.
Right.
But what I really mean is someone who's really just kind of have their job on autopilot. They don't need to do much they just don't need to just kind of take the steps.
Right.
They're very clear steps, 1, 2, 3. You don't need to do much.
Right.
AI can be trained on that. So that's an easy thing. But if you need to, if you want to think about what could be done better, in my view, is that this person who's actually doing the clicking, similar to, I think I kind of agree with you, just kind of give them another role where they can provide more value and they can start thinking,
right.
And just kind of that challenge them a little bit. And I think that'll be more engaging too. I mean, a lot of people they check out because of the tedious activities.
Right.
I mean, how often, like how many times have you ever had a job where you're like this is, man, like this should be automated.
Right. Right.
Like this is not something a human should be doing.
Yeah.
Right? But I have to do it because I need to make money.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think there's a lot of jobs like that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of jobs like that, and I think AI can replace that.
Yeah.
AI can replace that.
Yep.
I'm curious to see whether AI can replace requirements. So can AI translate requirements? So say that you were that you received requirements from your customer. Can you put that into an AI chatbot or like an agent and say, this is the requirement that I received from my customer. What is the solution?
I don't think
Do you think we'll ever get there, or do we need the human element?
Yeah, you're asking all the tough questions, man.
I mean,
those are real questions.
I know, because it's like a lot of people are probably thinking about this. They're like, if we don't adapt to AI and what it can provide, like, will I even have a job?
Yeah.
And that's
true.
You just got to think about that sometimes. Like,
true. No, you bring up a very good question.
Yeah.
I think when it comes to requirements, it's a little tricky because there's a lot of context that goes into it.
Yes.
And there's a lot of, I heard this guy the other day somewhere on social media that said, they were talking about how all, like, how there's a notion here, there's something out there that people say that a lot of meetings can just be an email.
Yes.
You kind of you probably agree with that. 100%.
100%.
Okay. So there's a contrary view to that, where this guy said, well, yes, it can be an email, but it's better if it's a meeting. And this is his explanation. Okay. He says, how much context can you give someone? Like if you say, if I send you an email, say, okay, we need to do the A, B, C. And you say, all right, this is great. You send me an email back, you reply back, you say, this is great. But who knows, there's a lot of nuances, right? Behind that.
Yeah.
So you could be hesitating.
Yes.
You could be, oh yes, this is great.
Yeah.
You could be, there's so much context that goes into that email that we don't see. That context gets lost with the email.
Correct.
Coming back. It's just kind of a few words, right?
Right.
I would say requirements are like that too. And design is like that too, right? So when you have like a requirements gathering session, you're in the room, you understand so much context.
Yes, you
may not be able to, if you can document it 100%, and maybe you'll use AI to document it, which is great.
Right.
But you have to drive the conversation, and you have to pull that out and figure out, because discovery is, I think discovery is the number one thing when it comes to implementations. Because if you don't gather your requirements right, how many times have you seen requirements that just kind of was lost in translation, or was not addressed, or was misinterpreted somehow?
Right.
You see that all the time. Right. And it could cause so much pain.
Yes.
Because I think you and I were talking at some point, and you mentioned someone. There was a requirement. Oh, we need this many segments, right? Remember that?
Oh yeah, yeah.
And then you said, can you remind me what was the story? So there was they have like the number of, maybe you could say it better, but it's like the number of the length of the segment was very limiting.
Yeah.
Then now they have to make a huge change.
Yeah. So the issue basically was when we were doing the design of the chart of accounts, basically, right? We had a segment in the chart of accounts where...
Well, you were not doing the implementation. Were you doing the implementation? Or you had someone else did the implementation, or you were fixing their...
Yes. So somebody else did the implementation. Yeah. We were trying to fix what they did. And essentially what happened, or context, is basically when they did the chart of accounts design, they didn't take into consideration future growth. Right. And so when you're implementing a new, software or, a new ERP, right, this is your chance to think about not only now, but the future. Right. So basically what happened was it was a 3-digit segment. And we all know with 3 digits, it goes up to 999.
Yeah.
And what happens when you have more than 999? Right.
Yep.
And so they had more than 999 and they had
stuck.
no values. You're stuck.
Yeah.
So do you re-implement?
You have to build a whole new chart of accounts.
You have to build a whole new chart of accounts. You have to basically just get creative when it comes to the solutioning, right?
Yeah.
Use another segment and maybe use that segment to kind of complement like what you're looking for from, like an accounting perspective or something.
Yeah. But here's, I would argue.
Yeah.
That the whoever designed the 3-digit segment acted like AI would, because AI sometimes it does, but like it cannot really, it's not really good at predicting the future
growth. Correct.
It knows the past. It can come up with but
Right.
then a human could come in there and say, okay, what if
Right.
We have this idea. So it's not there. AI is not there yet.
Right.
So that's what I mean. You could give all the requirements to AI, and it's probably going to spit back, oh, you only need three digits.
Right.
Right? That's, so I guess that person who designed the 3-digit segment can be replaced by AI.
Yep.
On the other hand, you cannot be replaced by AI.
I hope not.
Because you would be. Yeah. So
I hope not.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that makes That makes perfect sense. I think the fact that we're talking about this is also great because, I'm sure there's a lot of people thinking about this. There's a lot of people thinking about, where we're headed, in this new age of technology and, how things are, coming. I mean, this wouldn't be possible, or, I don't think anybody was having these conversations maybe, 10 years ago. Even 8 years ago, 5 years ago, I don't think people were having these conversations. So I think just the evolution and kind of where we're headed with AI from a back office perspective, how to really automate process, how to make, things easier, how to make things easier. I think that's kind of fascinating, right? It's fascinating. It's interesting. And I think what we need to really do is find how AI can work for us. And I think that's critical.
Yep.
So
On another note, did I talk about everything related to Oracle AI World? I think there are a few things I didn't talk about. I mean, we talked about the sessions. There are a lot of sessions that we went to. It's very, very interesting. Everybody's talking about AI. And then we had some basically what do you call it? Some workshops. So we had all the Oracle AI World. There's Larry Ellison.
Yeah.
Was talking about we're building a technology that can smell in the future, in the near future. I'm like, okay. I like how he has the ability to just kind of think outside the box and just kind of do that. We had Steven Miranda mentioned a lot of things. You probably know him also. And the two new CEOs as well. They were talking about stuff. Oh, there was this other guy where there was a keynote about this company called BioFi Technologies.
Okay.
And they basically were talking about how they used AI to analyze DNA sequences to understand bacteria faster and to understand it better.
Wow.
And it really cut the time it took them to understand the bacteria and to actually come up with a plan how to whatever corrective action or whatever. Right. So just understanding and learning about this DNA sequence and some variations of the DNA sequence of that bacteria. To me, I feel like that's a win.
Right.
So there's so much AI. One thing I liked is so we kind of went around the hub like we did last year. I mean, by the way, the energy was way different than last year.
Wow.
Last year, you and I went.
Yeah.
And we spent a lot of time also outside of the venue, and we had some good food and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
This time, we didn't leave the building. We were just kind of super consumed, super engaged with everything that's happening.
Nice.
We had some good food too. I had some what was that? Octopus.
Oh, no, that's a pass
would
for
not
me.
do that.
No, I don't do octopus.
Charcoal grilled octopus, man. It was so tasty.
That's all you. That's all you. I don't do octopus.
Yeah. So no, that was fun. And then met a lot of friends and a lot of people that I known throughout the years.
Yeah.
When I go to these events, I kind of realize how long I've been in this game.
No, I know, and it's like you run into people that you used to work for, you used to work with.
Yeah.
You've partnered with. You see, old clients, and it's like it's always exciting when you're in a room and it's like everyone is talking the same language as you, and So
but what was also amazing was that the star of the show at Oracle AI World was this pin right here. Digitized pin.
Really?
Everybody wanted a piece of this.
Should have sold it. Should have sold it like hotcakes, $5.
People were just like, "What is that?"
Right.
Like, yeah, this is, and we actually gave out some of the stuff to,
right,
some new friends. Let's just call it that.
Right. Digitized promo. I like that.
Yeah.
See what she did.
Yeah. If we talk about Oracle a little bit, Oracle Fusion, 25D is out.
Yes.
I think it was just now, actually. So if, I don't know, like I went through the notes. Some of the things that caught my eyes, when it comes to financials, was the supplier bank validations and supplier TIN validations.
Ooh.
Have you heard of this?
Yeah.
This is new. So TIN validation that's actually driven by Oracle. It's not. I mean, TIN validations happen. You know what TIN is? Tax
identifier number. Yeah.
So in the past, you take a file, you send it to the IRS, you upload it, you bring it back, and then you plug it back into Oracle. I mean, it would be like a customization.
Right.
I've done it before. Like our team just implemented something with of that. It was just last year where we implemented TIN validation functionality, which is amazing because now you get to make sure that your supplier master data is clean and all of that stuff, and you have whatever they registered with is actually what their TIN number and supplier name. Yeah. So just validating that is very important.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to be stuck at the end of the year with 1099s.
Yeah.
Right.
It's always the toughest thing to do at the end of the year.
Yes,
Cleaning that up.
Yeah. Yep.
We gotta find a way to automate 1099s.
Yeah, 1099s. See, my take when it comes to 1099 is 1099 is not a tough process. It's just the data. If the data is not right,
there's a lot of cleanup that has to go.
There's a lot of cleanup
that has to happen with 1099s.
Yeah.
All the the amounts, whether the supplier is MISC 7 versus MISC 4 versus box to check or box not to check.
Yeah. So all of that is just it depends on your data. If your data is good, then you won't have issues. If your data is terrible, you'll have a bunch of issues. So if you manage it upstream as you're creating the supplier through TIN validation process, TIN validation process is the number one. I think that's very, very important. And then also if you have the right supplier types, just so that you have the right BUs assigned to the suppliers. All of that is very important. So the more you have that, your data is right, you could build, you can automate anything.
Right.
You can simplify anything. I mean, running the 1099s is not a complicated thing. It's just a job, really.
Yeah, it's a job. And even, sending it to the IRS directly from the application is not hard at all.
Yeah, very simple.
Yeah.
Because the output is just kind of fed to the IRS, and that's it.
It goes directly to the fire system.
Yeah.
The IRS fire system. So it's relatively pretty straightforward.
Yeah, so, that's great. And we're going to start testing activities with a lot of our clients. And we'll see how that goes.
Nice.
Anything else you want to talk about?
No, I think we're good.
I think this was
a great conversation.
I love it.
For a second episode, I think this was a lot, but it was good.
Absolutely. Yeah. And just make sure you're at Oracle AI World next year.
No, I'll be there. There's a lot of people who messaged me, including yourself, why am I not at AI World? So
next year, this year, no more babies until Oracle.